Hi, this is Professor Bittinger, and you are enrolled in the Biology 203 Environmental Science with Laboratory course. This is a brief video that will guide you through how to access and how to work through your MindTap homeworks. In addition to the MindTap homeworks, there are practice exercises and extra credit quizzes. So please take a few moments and join me as we navigate through how to do these things. On your screen is your course homepage in D2L and Brightspace. So the first thing is, how do you actually get to your homework? Let's click on Content. And I have a quick link on the left-hand side before you get into your weekly modules that will give you quick access to MindTap. I can come back to this later, or you can just test this out on your own. If you click on this link, you want to scroll down to this link, and that will bump you into MindTap so that you can access a homework assignment or an extra credit quiz that you just need to jump into and get done. Otherwise, I encourage my students to simply work through the content under each weekly module. And in this case, I'm going to jump to the week 2 module, which has chapter 1 assignment. And every weekly module has these submodules. And the link for MindTap is always going to be in the activities and assessment submodule. So we're going to scroll down until we see that. Activities and assessment. Here's the link. So we'll click on it. And a new tab is going to open up on your browser, and MindTap will then populate the screen. Okay, so here we are. It took us right to chapter 1 because we clicked on the MindTap link in the weekly submodule. Under each chapter, there are 3 folders that I'm going to expand. And the first one is called Engage and Understand. This portion of MindTap is to engage you into reading the textbook. It's also to engage you in looking at some animations and short videos related to the textbook content, and make you think like an environmental scientist. Have you read an article and ponder and process some questions related to that article. The second section is a study tool area that can be used as practice if you want to try to reinforce your understanding of what you read in the textbook. This is a good tool to use. And then the third section, Apply Your Knowledge. This has the actual gradable homework assignments. And you can click on these to access them. And it also has an extra credit quiz. So those are the 3 sections that you're commonly going to see under each chapter within the weekly module. Sometimes you may have more than one chapter. So for example, in week 5, there are 2 chapters, and you will want to expand those subfolders so that you can see what's included in practice as well as in homework and extra credit quizzes. So I expanded all of them and go back up to the top. In this case, this chapter has the textbook reading as well as a couple animations, which are short and brief, and I encourage you to look at those. And then there's the homeworks and quizzes. I'm going to show you another example under chapter 6. There are times when the topic in the chapter is just ripe for debate. So in this example, there are 2 debate and defend opportunities. So I'm going to click on and expand these subfolders. And going back to the top, you'll notice there's the textbook that you can click on to read. There's an animation that you can watch, and a think like an environmental scientist that you can practice with. There's some study tools that you can practice with, but then we jump into something different. There are 2 debates available within this chapter. One is on big box stores, and it's broken into a couple different sections where you read an article and you do some practice. And then there's a second debate on population growth, where again, you read an article and you do some practice. If you do these debates, I will count them as extra credit. So the quiz for each chapter and the debates will count as extra credit in this course. The other items that are labeled as practice are simply just that, practice. Okay. All right. So let's run through an example of what a chapter homework looks like. So let's go down to chapter 7. We'll do the homework affiliated with climate and biodiversity in chapter 7. So we click on the homework assignment, and your screen's going to change to show that there are subsections to the homework. In this case, there are 7, and they cover weather, global factors, rain shadows, biomes, human impact on oceans, and dissolved oxygen. For each of these sections, you get to attempt 3 times to complete them. And the grading that is set up is that the highest score will be kept for your overall grade. So let's start by clicking on one section. And usually these homeworks are arranged in a way where you have some reading and then maybe a pull down menu to answer. Okay. All right, so I'm just guessing at a couple of these. I haven't gone through these in advance of doing this little video. All right, so you want to try to read through the information and pull together the answers based on that information. And then when you're done, you can click grade it now and see how well you did. Wow, apparently I didn't do that well because I only have one correct answer. All right, so scrolling down, I have the opportunity to try another version. Now, what I can do is look at the explanations under each of these that I answered incorrectly and try to understand what did I do wrong and correct that for the next time that I try another version. So we're going to click on that and we're going to go through this again. And these questions might be similar, but they also might be different. And I'll grade it again. Okay. One more was correct than the last time. So, for me, this is not satisfactory, but for the case of this demonstration, I'm going to say, you know what, I'm done, continue, let's go to the next section. And it will pull up the second section in which I can go through and based on reading, I can answer these questions. There were some that I missed on purpose there. So make sure you answer all the pull down items, click grade it now, and didn't fare so well. So I can try another version if I want to. But I'm going to continue to the next section. And again, there's some reading that you can do. There are times where okay. All right. So I'm going to click continue and it's going to keep taking me forward into the next section. So at this point, I need to take a break possibly. So I'm going to say, you know what, just save it. I need to come back to this. It's time to go to a meeting or go to another class. So I'm just going to save these and continue. those later and not answer any for right now. Okay. The unique blue diamond symbol indicates that I started that section, but I didn't complete it. So anytime you see these symbols, it means you need to come back and actually click on them and complete them. So if I go back, I can answer some of these questions. And click grade it now. And it just bumped me to the next section, by the way. So I'm going to go back to the assignment. Notice I did complete that next section. And for the sake of this demonstration, I'd like you to ignore the fact that I have some that are done and some that aren't done, and the poor grades that have been obtained by this quick demo. So when you're done with your assignment, you want to submit it into the grade book. So you have to click I'm done, grade the assignment now. And it's going to prompt you to make sure you are done, because there might be sections that you didn't complete. And I'm going to say, yes, go ahead and grade the assignment. And it shows me what my total grade is, 24%, 7 out of 29. Let's make sure we do better than that next time. And that was submitted to the grade book. In order to close out of this and go to the next homework assignment, I click the X up here at the top right corner. And then I go back. We have another homework assignment that's worth a few points. And it has a video involved with it that you watch and then answer the questions and then submit. You can save it and come back later, or you can submit it for grading. Okay, so that's a quick demonstration on how you can do your assignments in MindTap. Please know that it does keep the highest grade. You have 3 attempts to do the assignments, and you can save them and come back later. Just don't forget to submit them, because they do have due dates associated with them. And if you forget to submit them, it doesn't go into the grade book as being complete and ends up receiving a 0 as a grade after the due date has passed. Okay. As far as MindTap is concerned, you can look at your grade book or look at your progress. I also want to take time to pull open the textbook. You can access the textbook here as the full textbook, or you can simply click on the readings for each chapter and it bumps you right into that chapter reading. So here's an example for chapter 1. And you can navigate the book by clicking right or left. And when you see terms like this, usually you can click on them and they'll give you the definition. There's one, natural income. You also can have this read out loud to you.
Protecting natural capital and living on its income. An environmentally sustainable society.
Okay. All right. So in order to get out of the book, you can close it. There may be times where you want to open the full book in one window and then open MindTap in a different window and have them split screen so that you can be looking at the textbook while you're answering questions. That's a little bit more involved. If that's something you want to attempt to do, you're more than welcome to visit my office hours and I can walk you through how to get that set up. Okay. So I think that's a wrap for this. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via text messaging with the cell phone number that's provided on your course homepage and on your syllabus, or visit me during office hours. And we can do a share screen if you're having any issues. I can see your screen and walk you through any troubleshooting that's necessary. So, all right, great. I look forward to a wonderful semester and feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help you succeed in learning through the various course contents that I've provided to you. I do want to just wrap this up with one more point, and that is that as students, you can choose what works best for you in terms of your learning. You can read the textbook and do the homework. You can watch the short video lectures in D2L Brightspace and do the homework. You can come directly into MindTap and work through these practices and do the homework. Or you can do any combination of those options that are available to you. I provide different options for learning in my course via practice or short videos, in order for students to be able to utilize what's best for them from a learning standpoint. It doesn't mean that you have to complete all of those review and practice items. It's just a matter of what works best for you. So feel free to give me a text message, an email, or visit during office hours if you have any questions. Thank you.